We had a little bump, but we
little
are
hiccup.
back.
We are back. We had a little hiccup.
Little technical difficulties.
But before we try this for a second time, why don't all of our listeners, if you want to, join us with a one deep inhale, exhale, and when you're exhaling, just let your just make a sigh of relief, like
That sounds great.
It feels really good,
That
and
sounds great.
it's actually a signal for your body. What I've learned is it signals your body to relax. That sound, you know how like some people scream into pillows.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this is more of a relaxing signal to your body.
Okay.
So it doesn't have to be like a pretty like you can really from the depths of your stomach.
Yeah. Your soul.
Just like
gut.
like okay. So let's do that to
Okay.
just clear the energy, everyone. Okay, deep breath in, belly full. And exhale. All right. Let's start with our second part again.
Again. We were like 20 minutes in our second part or something like that, and it just the card said it went full, and
It happens, man. It happens.
So
I had to roll with the
I had
punches.
to relive my traumatizing dating experience.
Now you
but-
could add in specifics that maybe you didn't think of the first time around. And I'm it's traumatic, but you know what? How we get through traumatic things is when we talk about it.
You're right.
So maybe this was super traumatic for you.
Maybe the universe was just like, you know what? Let me hear that one more time.
One more time. Yeah, Debbie. Go, Debbie.
Okay, so I'm back in the dating scene, and the dating scene's been a little rough. One guy I tried to meet up with kept bailing on me, so I never got to meet up with this one person. And so I moved on from that person, and I started to see another guy. And this guy, attractive, cute, sure. But the first time we met up, we get drinks in downtown Santa Ana, and everything is great. Everything's going well until, and this is when I thought I imagined it. It was until he burps. He burps, and he's like, and then
Oh, what a jerk.
blows it right into my face. Not only does he burp, but he blows it right into my face. And I'm like, did this motherfucker just do this? And I'm so shocked. I'm so shocked that I can't really comprehend if did he just do what I just think he did? Did he just burp?
Your brain is going crazy.
Going crazy right now. I'm like, is this some mind fuck? I don't know. So I totally kind of blow it off. I'm just like, oh, okay, huh? I think that maybe I'm just imagining things. But anyways, our conversation's okay. Our conversation overall is just, pretty on the surface conversation. But, when we walk back to my car, he puts his arms around me. So it's it's sweet, it's cute, sure. So I'm like, all right, let's meet up a second time. Let's see how that goes.
Because you could have imagined it, right?
I could have imagined
You imagined
it.
the burp blowing in your
and
face.
blowing in my face, which is very specific. But again, maybe I just imagined it.
One question. I never asked you, how close was his face to your face?
Oh, this far.
Oh,
We're
my
at a corner. We're at a corner, at the corner of the table, and he's sitting in the other corner. I sit in the other corner, in a corner between us. And yeah, he's close. He's close.
Did you smell anything?
I didn't smell anything. At that point, I think I held my breath. I was like,
oh,
because I was just
your whole body just was protect yourself.
Protect yourself. Exactly. Protect yourself. Yeah. So I was like, all right, let's meet up again. Because overall, he seemed like a funny guy, sure. And our conversation was okay. Overall, pretty good. And, I found him attractive, minus the burping part.
Mm-hmm.
I thought he was cute,
Yeah.
And so I was like, all right, let's meet up a second time. We do a comedy show. My idea.
Which I said the first time, great idea for a date.
Yeah.
Like to laugh together.
Yes.
Just such a wonderful, like, fun date.
Yeah. I thought it'd be different.
And I told her, I was like, dude, you got to take me. We got to go together, to this comedy store.
Yes. I got to do that for sure. And so we're sitting side by side, we're close. And the table's right here.
He's closer.
He's even closer.
Oh, I didn't know this
even
part.
Closer.
I didn't know this
even
part.
Closer.
So he's like,
like side by side.
You guys are touching like
chairs right next to each other. Table right here. We got food, whatever. We're watching the comic. And sure enough.
Damn it.
Burps.
And that's his face. That's his face doing like joy in his eyes. Like
joy in his eyes. And me, I'm just like, why?
Yeah, so
I think I said why. I think I said
like faintly. It just like came out.
Why?
And he didn't react to that. Like, oh, yeah.
I think he laughed at it. I think he thought it was fun. I think this guy thinks it's funny and cute.
Is he doing like the reverse psychology thing? Like
know.
If I poke at her, she'll remember me.
I don't know.
Like if I'm super playful.
I don't know if this is like. I just feel like I'm like, am I in middle school again? Am I in elementary school? Like this is what the kids do. Like immature kid does when he likes a girl. He like burps in her face.
It reminded you of someone from middle school.
Yes, exactly. What happened to her is like
middle school guy.
Middle school, like her boyfriend at the time, like burped in her mouth. This is exactly the same vibes with this guy. I was like, okay, this is for sure. I did not imagine it. This guy definitely burped and blew in my face, and. I mean, I talked to Liz about it and everything, but like, it's disrespectful. I feel, I mean, I don't know any woman out there, maybe someone they're like, oh, that's so funny. Maybe
it's possible. It's possible.
So
definitely. It's possible.
Or, like, whatever. But like, I'm 34 years old. Okay. I'm a grown ass woman. And like, these are little boy games, right? These are little boy behavior. And I just can't do it. And so I'm just like, I was like, okay. I played it off cool. And like, and afterwards he puts his arm around me. He holds my hands. And like, it just seemed like he's like so sweet in that sense. But then he burped on me. So I'm just like, I asked Liz, but Liz is totally like,
oh, I want to strangle
but
this
I was
dude.
like,
you are lucky, dude. I would strangle you.
I was like, am I being too sensitive?
Mm-mm.
But I'm like, and then you're like, no. And then we were talking about like, okay, is this enough of a deal breaker to the point where I don't even want to sleep with this guy? And they're like, I don't even want to be. And then you put it in perspective by saying like, Debbie, you don't want to let that into the coochie.
No.
You want someone that's hot, sexy, there's potential.
Yeah.
There's something there.
They deserve it.
Yeah. But a guy who burps on you and like giving you those kind of vibes, like just
No.
I don't know.
You are the gatekeeper of your your body. You know what I mean? Like the gatekeeper.
But it's funny because like afterwards like like he walks me to my car. It rains. It rains a little bit. He walks me to my car, and then like I just gave him a hug and like a really quick kiss, like like very quick, and just left it at that.
Mm-hmm.
And we just left it at that, and that's kind of where it's left at the moment. But now I'm just in this like limbo of thinking in my mind, like, do I see him again? Do I not?
Because you're kind and you don't want to lose that possibility that if you overlook it, maybe he isn't such a bad guy. You know what? I understand that, but like I've never like it doesn't feel good when you get with someone from the get-go where they don't make you feel pretty. Like that should be the easy part. The beginning should be the easy part.
Yeah.
Right?
You're right.
Like and plus like Joseph, when I told Joseph, he was just like, dude, it's COVID. Like hygiene should be number one. Like you don't blow in anyone's face. You don't cough in anyone's face. You guys barely know each other. And we mentioned this the first time we recorded this, is like, this is coming from a couple where we look into each other's eyes and we have an open door policy. When he's shitting or I'm shitting, we're still talking.
Yeah.
Like eye to eye. Like, okay, maybe a lot of people are like, that's too much. Mm-hmm. But this is coming from us, the we don't think that this is good behavior on the first couple of dates. Like, this is a stranger.
Yeah.
And she got ready. Like, you got ready. You had the makeup on. You took a shower, makeup. Like, you're looking
got the
nice.
fit.
Yeah. You're probably smelling good. You know, it's like basically she went on the table, pulled down her pants, and did a big fart in his face and been like, like,
yeah.
I'd like to see how he likes that because it's just fucking rude.
Yeah. That's what. So I think with this conversation I just had with you, I think it is. I'm starting to lean more towards like the no, like not seeing him again, and just realizing like I need to be with someone who's a little bit more emotionally mature and mentally mature, and I don't think he quite has it.
Yeah, it should. When you're on
not
dating
that I need to be with a serious guy. Don't get me wrong.
You're playful.
I love to be playful.
Fun.
I love to be fun, but I like to be respectful too.
Yeah.
Respectfully playful, if that makes sense. And yeah, just the whole burp in my face and blowing it into my face. Like I can't help but feel not
guillotine. I vote for the guillotine for the exes guy. Exes guy. I'm all about chances too.
Yeah.
But like you just seem like disturbed, and of course it's disturbing to me too that you feel that way. You know what I mean? Like if you were like, oh yeah, it was like cute. I kind of like strangely thought like internally, like I felt like it was kind of playful, and I want to kind of like play back.
Yeah, if I had that reaction.
If you had that reaction, I'd be like, dude, go for it. You found your man.
Yeah.
Like, you're into it. Like, I'm not into it, but, like, you're into it. I'm sure you're not into a lot of things that I'm into. You know, everyone's different.
Yeah.
But you were just kind of swaying back and forth trying to figure out, you know, to give this guy another chance. And I'm just like, there you go. Like, that's where it kind of shows that you're not really into him. Because you're trying to figure out reason why you should see him again. And he does not make you feel beautiful. He does not make you feel respected. Yeah. Like, if he didn't burp in my face, things would be different. I bet his penis would burp in your coochie if you gave him a chance. You know what I mean? Like, ugh.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. It's, you know, I'm at a point where like it's the beginning. Like we just started seeing each other and he already like is doing these kind of things. It's kind of I hate to say it, kind of a red flag for me. Like a little bit. Yeah. And it's just like,
if it was like an accident thing, I understand.
Accident, yeah, like, sure. Like you burp, like, excuse me. Yeah. You know? But for you to like burp and it's blow in my face, not once, twice. I think he's done it 3 times actually. I think he's done it more.
Your brain try to shut it out of your brain.
Yeah, because I think he did it 2 times. The first time we met, but I didn't register the first time. So the second time, like I think he really did it. Yeah, and the third time, like he definitely did it. And he won't stop doing it, and I should not condone this. No, and I'd be like, yeah, I think, I mentioned this, you know, in our previous podcasts and episodes, but like, you know, as me, someone who's, you know, diagnosed with bipolar 10 years ago, you know, I have a mental illness and everything, and that's kind of a serious thing to disclose to somebody that you're dating or seeing with. And I don't feel comfortable enough, nor do I feel vulnerable or close enough to this person, this guy especially, him burping my face. I don't feel close enough or safe enough to feel like I can disclose to him my mental illness and feel like he'll accept me. Yeah. I feel like he has this emotion mature, very low, like just not mature enough that he'd just be like, nah, I can't do that. Like I can't date someone who's bipolar. Yeah. Like I feel like he would be that kind of guy. Yeah. Maybe he'll prove me wrong, but like he hasn't created a safe space or even made me feel like to the degree like how you feel with Joseph, like just like so wanted and beautiful. Yeah, when he puts his arm around me, like, oh, that's nice. That's nice. When he holds my hand, like, and like holds it and like and caresses it, like that's nice. But when you burp in my face,
It cancels everything
It
out.
cancels
It
it
X-nays
out.
on everything,
It
dude.
cancels it out. I don't know why.
Guys are into burping, and there is a burping fetish.
Yeah.
You always have to ask first, like, hey,
Yeah.
like, what are you into? Like,
Yeah.
okay, and then you get into that conversation if that other person's like feels safe, like, oh, these are my fetishes and blah blah blah. Like, I'm kind of into burping. Like, I kind of like, you know, like, is that something, you know? It's him just being able to respect the other person, and by not asking before he does it, it's rude behavior.
Yeah, that's at the end of the day, it's just rude. And I'm like, do I overlook this? Do I like look past this, or do I just give this person another chance? I'm like,
you're worth more than that, Debbie.
and I'm like, yeah, you're right. Like, it's just we're just not. I don't think we're a good match.
And that's
at the end of the
totally
day.
fine.
At the end of the day, like, it's nothing personal. Like, nothing against him. It's just like, well, it is a little bit, but I mean, it's just I'm not that kind of girl.
Yeah, you're not looking for that. It's totally fine. You guys are just different, and different is what makes everything beautiful.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that he's completely disgusting.
No.
It's just like, as your good friend,
Yeah.
like, and to see how you reacted and feeling like, oh, that was kind of disrespectful, and just making you feel uncomfortable and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Yeah, and I think like the guy who I'm with, that I end up with, would know better not to do that.
He won't be perfect.
He won't be
and
perfect.
That's totally fine.
There'll be moments where but he'll know better than to he'll know not to do that to me, to ever burp in my face. He would.
Maybe in a playful, like you said, like if it was months down and it just happened like once or twice.
But like,
okay,
just, like Homer Simpson just burp in my face. Like,
yeah.
Nah, I don't think. I mean, the guy I'm with would just be like horrified if you're like, no, I would never do that to you. Why would I do that to you? That's gross.
I asked Joseph too. I was like, would you ever do it? He's like, no, that's gross.
Like, why? Like, why? Like, what that action, that act, what does it do for that person? Like, for me, like, for you, for him, like, what does it do for you? Like, is it just supposed to bring us closer, supposed to make you feel like more comfortable? I think it makes him feel more comfortable, obviously. He wouldn't do it if it made him uncomfortable. But I think he's
like, that's his standard, like a girl that can deal with
my burps.
Blowing my burp in their face.
Yes,
like,
maybe that's his icebreaker. Maybe that's his way of like.
That's such a interesting, like, weird.
We're trying to get we're trying to get his psychology.
We're dissecting this guy.
But so I'm just like I'm not that girl.
Friend, you are beautiful.
Thank you.
I want you to be respected and feel just beautiful.
Yeah.
You know, even when you don't have your makeup done or anything, like, he just makes you like secure and confident that like you're the apple of it. You know, what
apple of his eye.
Apple of his eye. And just like, you're just beautiful all the time. Like, not once has Joseph ever told me like, oh, dude, you look ugly. Like, like, never.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, they can't see you like that.
Yeah.
They're just like, of course you're gonna have ups and downs, but like, in the end, they're gonna think you're beautiful, and I want you to feel like that. I want you to feel secure, confident,
I see that reassurance that Joseph gives you, and like I can see in his eyes the way he looks at you, like he adores you, you know.
Yeah.
And like I'm like, I want that.
Yeah. And then you know what? You weren't comfortable in not confronting him, but like just saying what's on your mind. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, if he was the right one, and maybe he did that from the beginning, and then you instinctively your next thing was just like, what was that all about? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, let's talk about it.
You know?
And then if you guys had a conversation on from there, and he was like, oh, you're uncomfortable that. I'm like, I'm sorry. Like, I was nervous. I did it. I won't do it again.
Yeah.
But your body was closed off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Something happens when you meet the person that's right for you. You just open up.
And
like, you are able to talk to that person.
Yeah.
Like not like a stranger. Like, you're able to speak up and talk about deep things. You know, you've heard it a million times. Everyone's heard it a million times on TV with their friends, couples, or whatever. It's just like, wow, we can talk about anything.
That's so true.
And he really was meant for you, you would have been like, what the fuck was that, bro?
Yeah.
Like,
that's true. I'd definitely be more comfortable to say like call him out on it for sure.
Yeah.
But at this point, like, I feel like our conversations again, like they're okay, but they're not great. They're like, there's this like, I feel like there's this wall he has, and I'm sure I have a wall too, but there's this like wall he has up to, and like I want someone who's just like makes me feel safe.
Yeah.
It makes me feel safe and comfortable to talk around them about anything. Like you said.
You deserve it.
And you know, disclosing my mental illness is a big part of that, you know, that feeling safe, you know? And so I'm just, I'm like, this is not the guy, I guess.
No.
Nah.
Just know that your time is precious.
You're right.
You don't have to give him a chance because, you know, you think he's not that bad of a guy. Your time is precious. Okay.
True.
Yes, we have a lot of time, but like just value your time.
Yeah, who you spend that with.
You can never get it back. You know, and I know like that might sound like really intense for some people, but like it's just a way of living. It's not like, you know, you're being mean to him and like telling him off or whatever. You're just respectfully telling him like, hey, like I'm moving on. Like, there's too much that my brain is like trying to figure things out about this guy. Like it should be easy in the beginning, and then, you know, as you go through your journey together, then that's where it gets more complex.
Of course, yeah.
The beginning should feel right.
Yeah, it should feel easy and just that comfort, you know, that you feel with that person. And I'm like, I just don't think I'll get there with this person. And so
you give it a try.
Man. You
gave it a try, and you're getting back on the horse.
And we'll see how that goes. But I'm figuring out like what I don't want, and like,
which is so important.
Yeah, exactly. And so, but what I do want is just like, that potential, that long-term, you know, kind of everlasting kind of like love, you know, and I'm just kind of taking my time, but you know, it can get a little daunting, a little murky, a little daunting. Like a part of you just like, am I just being too picky? Am I just like, should I just like, you know, like, well, like, you know what? I'm not gonna settle.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna settle. I'm not gonna just overlook things that usually like that. I'm not gonna overlook things that are gonna like make me feel uncomfortable. If it makes me feel uncomfortable, or I feel disrespected, or I don't like something, like I shouldn't ignore that feeling. Like I should like already be like, no, I should be with somebody that already knows from the get-go not to do that to me. I don't want to teach a guy manners. I don't want to like
exactly
like this kind of stuff, like
basics.
You should, the human basic decency, you know, you just know. Yeah, so I'm at a point where I'm like, okay, you know,
because in the last episode you're like, oh, my standards are pretty low, but I'm like, no, Debbie, I think you're just saying that, but I don't think your standards are very low.
My standards aren't low, actually. You know what? It's
your personal preference.
My preferences. And
you're not like asking for a million. Great if he is, you know what I mean? Like, way to go. But like, I mean, fuck the money part, you know. It's also like, first of all, how he treats you, how he makes you feel.
Yes.
You know, does he make you feel safe? And it's it's like these things that come first, you know.
Totally does.
And again, I vote guillotine, and I also vote that you do not let him anywhere near your treasure, okay? Anywhere near.
Anywhere near.
Like, ugh.
Yeah.
No. Because I told her, like, with someone that has a high body count, like, I'm not bragging or anything. It's just from experience. And I like to share my experience because maybe it can give people a perspective, our listeners and you, that what happens. Yeah, you know, you want a booty call, but you should also have booty calls with people that you know, think are sexy, makes you feel sexy. You know, you feel good afterwards. You know what I mean? And then if you part ways, fine. But you don't want to regret letting anyone enter this. You know what I mean? Because there's times where I'm just like doing nothing, and then like for some reason this guy that I fucked or whatever, and I didn't want to really fuck him, or like I just didn't feel attracted to them, and I just see their nasty face, you know, like when they're like doing you like close up, just like and just like, oh fuck, why did I do that? That's so gross. It stays with you.
Yeah.
I say your vagina is like a vacuum, and it vacuums a little bit of that person. So when people are talking about energies and stuff, yeah, you're letting that energy radiate pretty close to you when it's inside you. You know what I mean? So I would suggest and highly advise that you want to suck up good energy, sexy energy, fun energy, instead of like, I'll just fuck him because he's dildo. You know what I mean? Like you don't want that memory. It's true. It's hard to get rid of memories.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right, Liz. You are right. I have to, gotta let this one go and just gotta move on.
Let the fish go.
Let it go.
Throw it back in the pond.
Let it burp in someone else's face.
Yeah.
Just let it go. It's funny because like I'm like, gosh, would have things been different if he didn't burp in my face? But even if he didn't burp in my face, I still don't feel that close connection with that person, like with him, like mentally and emotionally, and you know, I feel like there's not that mental connection that's strong enough. So, I gotta just let it go and just gotta move on and keep on keeping on.
Yeah, you keep on collecting that data. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like every time you go on a date, it's like you're collecting data. Like, what does Debbie want? What does Debbie need? What does Debbie not like? And what does she like? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and
that's so true.
And I think it's really commendable that you're just continuously searching.
Yeah.
And just going with it, just like having fun. And I was like, when Debbie told me on the phone, I was like, damn, this is another one for the books.
Another one for
really,
the books.
It's like, my God.
Oh my God.
It's like, Debbie, you have a wild dating history.
I mean, it's not too wild, but it's definitely like
certainly entertaining.
It's entertaining. You know what? That's the thing. All these stories that I've gone through, like, it definitely makes life interesting.
Yeah, it does. Because you're just like, oh my God, did that really happen? It kind of sounds like a episode of Friends.
Yes.
Or like some kind of sitcom.
Yes.
It totally reminds me of it. And I'm like, this is happening in real life. This is happening to my close friend. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like,
that's when you ask yourself, you're like,
you can't make this shit up.
You can't make it up. And you're like, this dude actually burped in my face and blew it into my face.
With joy in his eyes.
With joy. Pure joy in his fucking eyes, man. I'm like, gosh.
Oh my God.
I don't know what to do with this. Like,
oh my
like he's
God.
cute, but then what he just did was not cute at all. It was disrespectful. And I'm a lady, and I'm like, and I just, like you said, I got ready, I put my makeup on, I'm smelling good, and you burp on me.
No.
Not once, not twice, but 3 times. Is this your thing? This is what you're gonna keep doing to me? Like,
you can imagine like yourself, like fast forward into the future, like 30 years, 40 years, and then like you guys are like in like rockers, and he goes, "Hey babe," and
I just be like,
That's gross.
how you got me. Yep, that's when I knew you were the one. God.